What up, y'all? Matter of fact, y'all know the business is. Y'all see the D hat. Detroit, what up, though? Want to come in, go live. Feel free. I'm gonna let a couple people come in. Yesterday, we had people from Alabama, Hawaii, all types of people in the chat. I'm gonna do a quick reaction. Well, it may turn a little longer than I expected because I'm just gonna relax and just have fun with it. But I definitely like y'all feedback. Just reacted to an interview I just saw with Kid Capri and DJ Clue on BagFuel. Shout out to BagFuel. I've been following them in tune with them for a minute. I like their show. SO, Heineken, Space Ghost, the whole team and whatnot. I even been in the comments trolling a little bit, but they ain't caught up with me yet. But it don't matter. I don't really troll, but I say my opinion though. But I respect them though. I love the confidence of SO, Heineken, and how they just talk that shit and they come from a whole perspective of business and they learning and growing too. I mean, we all in this together. I mean, I ain't on their level and there's some people who level they ain't on. This whole social media and YouTube thing, the whole YouTube streets, everybody can do what they do and make their points valid and whatnot. So I just want to come in and just talk a little bit about this interview that was talking about and what it was. I ain't gonna play none of it, so respect to them. I would play. It ain't like they channel that big. I ain't dissing or nothing, but I don't think they'll strike your man or nothing. But I don't know. I don't want to just recklessly just play none of that video. But I'm gonna just talk about it. They was talking about New York, but I think all over. I mean, me being in Detroit, I see the same thing. So it was some points and things in the interview that they were saying that I did agree with. It was different people. And one of the main reasons that I think that the club scene has fell off. I mean, for one, these rappers they don't make the music for the clubs. They don't. It ain't no Luke out here right now. Y'all know what it was when we was coming up. Y'all know. And I'm from Detroit. Even Trick, y'all even know. Shake that, make that booty bounce. Shake that. What? Come on, man. We was on the dance floor. You had that upbeat music. You had rappers who made that. They not making that type of music right now. So who is? I mean, that's one thing about uh, that whole scene of music that was kind of Atlanta. That whole snap rap and all that. When that was going on for a minute, I didn't like it, but it was fair and cool that it wasn't on no bullshit. They wasn't on no shoot 'em up, bang bang trap. But it was that, they had the stanky leg, all these different songs. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't my cup of tea. But right now, it's not no rappers who are making music for the clubs. I mean, remember we used to be able to go into a club and you was able to just get up behind the girl and just, I mean, the only thing you had to worry about is if she turned around and didn't like how you look. Cause you was still able to just get behind her and just keep on dancing until she told you to stop. We ain't got no songs like that right now. Everybody's just sitting around, drinking their bottles. The females doing this all day. Got the cameras in their face. They swear it's their video. They swear it's their song. They swear that Cash Doll song is them who made it. So they ain't partying like that. And the females who dancing with the music, most of the time they dancing with each other. I don't know how we got to that either, but I mean the twerking, what song was they twerking to now that I'm thinking about it? Is twerking really still a thing right now? I guess that'd be like the dance music. But in the interview though with BagFuel though, back to that, Kid Capri was saying some things as far as like, the music that's created. It was kind of the same point I was just making. I agree with that. It's like the music that's being made, it's not that music you dance to. So we need those artists. This would be a good time because for one time, it was a point in hip hop where everybody was making a song that you can dance to. Like it all. I don't say it all started, but it started with the Soldier Boy that cranked that. That song was real popular because it was a dance. Stanky Leg was a song. Even for our era, Humpty Dance. Humpty Dance was a song. I mean, some even call that a gimmick or whatever, but it still was a song that had a dance to it. It was catchy. And you could throw that on now. And if we old and we drunk enough, we gonna hit that. Oh, do it, baby. Do the Humpty Hump. I mean, you remember that? You understand? So it's like the whole situation of that interview. What killed clubs is the music. They too expensive. I mean, let's talk about it. We hear it. I don't give a fuck. I mean, y'all can say niggas cheap or whatever, all that shit, but fuck that. You pull up. Come on, let's run through the night. This how it go. You pull up. How much is parking? 20, 10 on the low end. Here in Detroit, parking about $10. Parking about from 10 to 20. It depends on where you park at. Parking $20. The promoter charging what at the door? They don't let it be some type of influencer or something who's throwing it. They want about 20 to 40. That's 20 to 40 gone. Maybe 60 out your pocket gone, plus the parking. And then for the most part, y'all know some people, they gonna drink a little bit before they get there because they already know they ain't about to go too crazy at the bar. Because you already want you just a little bit of a buzz before you get there. So you spending on that. Then when you get up in there, you buy you a shot or two. So that first drink, the average price of a drink is from $15 to $20. So you ought to buy a good 60 to 80 right there before you even whisper to a female or talk to her or try to get her a drink or talk some shit to her. You ain't even got nothing. You got a high 80 before you hear a couple of songs and get your momentum up and get your mind right. So everybody who makes, I ain't gonna say everybody, but for the most part, and then here's another thing too. The clubs, they barely have dance floors in there nowadays. I mean, I don't know how it is for other cities, but clubs that's really like big and spaced out on some nigga shit, on some hood shit. And that was another valid point too they were talking about. I forgot who said it. It might have been, I mean, everybody know the Afro beats is real big. That shit just grew and blossomed from ghetto to ghetto. Cause what it is, a lot of people they call themselves doing something different when they hit one of them type of spots. And they throw the Afro beats on there. They be like, you kind of feel like you're doing something just slightly different, even though it's still kind of borderline hood shit. And it's getting there, it's getting ghetto. I mean, at least here in Detroit, some of the Afro beats party is because they love it. It's niggas there, but it ain't got that one whole little vibe to where it's just like, okay, we on some lounge chill shit. I put it to you like this. The Afro Beats party, they dance just a little bit more. They move a little bit more. And they try to have a dance floor because they not gonna just sit still like no regular lounge who playing 50 Cent or Lil Baby in the club or all the Detroit shit or whoever, all the playing all the hottest rappers, all the getting money shit, you know. So that's a whole nother vibe and party. But to be honest, it is spots. It's like pockets. And again, I'm only speaking for Detroit because that's where I'm from. And I do watch, YouTube or other places and stuff. And I kind of see. But as far as this Detroit shit, it is like pockets where it's like the white people shit. They shit do be fun. They be having that shit. And they be listening to our music and the DJs be reading it. Or they play that oof, 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 oof. That thump, that thump music, that should be jamming. And it's a couple pockets and clubs who do that. So what happens is a lot of people who get tired of the ghetto hood shit, they'll go to some of them spots, just to, call yourself seeing something different. But the way the scene is now and how the club scene that got killed, it didn't got killed by the music. It got killed by social media. Social media fucked it up. Everybody's in there holding their phones. Concerts, everything. Everybody holding their phone. I ain't gonna say I feel sorry for these artists, but just imagine performing and I mean, even though you done got your money, you done got your bag or whatever, but just imagine you performing and damn near everybody in the crowd, they got a phone holding it on their self and blah blah blah. And you up there, trying to engage. It's just it's just a whole different era with the social media. And there's nothing we can do about it. That killed the club scene. The prices, the DJs. I know Kid Capri and DJ Clue was on there, so they were talking about some things from a DJ perspective. I mean, DJs need more credit. Let's give it up. DJs deserve a lot of credit because think about it. For DJ Clue, for Kid Capri, for whoever DJ, just think about it. All you can work with is what you given to move a party, to keep people on the dance floor, to keep people involved, to keep people buying drinks. And that's another thing they got to too, because you got to think about it. The club scene, it's about making money, right? The promoters want to make money. The rappers want to make money. DJs want to make money. Everybody want to get paid, right? So another thing that the music induces, I mean the music today, what it induces spending money. So that's one thing that some may leave out. These rappers today, even though people ain't partying or dancing or sweating it out like they used to, what's happening is in these clubs they're spending more money because the songs that they listening to, it's making them feel like they in a video. It's making them feel like they the shit. It's making them feel like, oh, this about me right now. Yeah, I'm the one in the club. I'm the one with the bottle. Like I'm the closest thing right now to Peasy you gonna see right now. I'm in the club. I'm the one popping the bottle. I'm the closest thing to Jeezy, whatever, Lil Baby, T.I., I mean, whoever you can name. If I'm in here fresh and I'm getting money and they song is on and ain't none of them in here, you know, that's what's going on in these young niggas' mind or even these older niggas. When they in the club and they hear them songs, they in the moment feeling like they in the video. And what that does, that translates to everybody getting paid at the end of the night. The promoters, the DJs, they ain't caring about the dancers. Now you do have the old school parties. We can talk about that a little bit. Now if you go to the 45 and over, the 40, and when they play the old school, because you got to think about it, when they throwing that Parliament on, or when they throw that old hip hop on, or when they throw that Luke on, that Luke, and I saw Luke too. He was saying something recently. I should have made a video about it while the story was kind of hot. It didn't grow as big as I thought it was about to with the whole, but Luke deserved more credit for what he did. Not only in the South with the labels, but Luke kept people on the dance floor. I mean, even though he wasn't a rapper, but he was A&R and shit. He was putting people together. He was a hype man himself. He kept the parties packed. He was a soundtrack for Freak Nick, the whole Miami bass scene and all of that. And when it comes to talking about club, even the Poison Clan, I fuck with the Poison Clan, JT Money, all that shit. I used to listen to it, but he was coming on that hard shit though. He was talking about robbing and all type of shit. I fuck with the Poison Clan and all of that. But that whole scene, it still was party. Shake with your mama, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. I mean, but definitely again, respect the BagFuel, respect the Kid Capri, respect the DJ Clue. and what they was talking about. They were trying to figure out like what killed the whole scene as far as New York, but it's not just New York. I mean, it's a trickle down effect. This would be the perfect time for somebody. Now there's a couple of rappers in Detroit. Like our music in Detroit, it kind of like got an upbeat bounce. Oh yeah, we can't forget about Juvie either. I know I'm a little bit all over the place when I'm talking, but I get so wrapped up. I love talking about hip hop. This shit is just this shit just run through my adrenaline. It's like I'm freestyling through this conversation and going off the cuffs. But we can't forget about how Juvenile did what he did. You know, with back that ass up and still being a hardcore lyrical, if you will say, and being multi-dimensional as a good artist. You know, this would be the perfect time for an artist to come out and make some songs for people to hit the club. And if you really think about it, now that I'm really sitting here and making this video thinking about it, it's really dance music out there. But you know what it is? It's all the females. All the females is the ones that's making the dance music. Cause the fellas, of course, they too cool. So the females is the female rappers. Let's just take a sexy red, Glorilla, and all of them. When the girls be dancing, what do they dance to? Now I done peeked in a couple of times and I see it. You know, it's not the music for me. Don't get me wrong. So I'm talking about this on a flat surface, just the conversation piece of it. The female rappers is the ones that's making the dance music. But the thing is, it's not a male rapper out there that's making some dance music for the fellas to engage with the females. Because the first thing a male, a nigga gonna do when he hears Sexy Red or Glorilla or Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi, Nicki or whatever, he's gonna just sit back, and just let the girls do what they do. Ain't no straight man about to dance and sing no fucking Meg Thee Stallion song at a club or a party. So what happens is it starts to separate the club. So you got the dudes on one hand just sitting there watching all the females get loose. But the females, that's how they got to the whole point of dancing by themselves. If you think about it, now that we right here walking through this shit, that's really how it got to the point of females dancing at clubs by themselves all day because the music that they're listening to is bossy ass females. It's your Dials, it's your Nicki Minaj's, it's your Cardis, whatever the songs they making, and not to mention the songs that they make, they talking to other women. So this really ain't got shit to do with niggas unless they dogging a nigga. And I get it, cause we can revert that back to Too Short, how he dogged the females, but he still made Shake That Monkey, which females and dudes are grind on the female too, like shake that motherfucker, you know? But when the female is in the club, they listening to Cardi and all that shit, you gotta think they bossing up when they hear them songs. So they feeling like they something else. They energy is somewhere else. So they gonna twerk and dance and all that with their outfit on. But they don't want no dude or nothing bound with that song on because that song that these female rappers are making, although it got an up-tempo beat and all that shit, it's still not ingrained for a fella just to dance to that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So what we need is a male artist to come out with some songs that can close that gap, if you will, and get the dudes to hit the dance floor and jump out of their coolness and get on the females, and then the females can like the song too. Nelly kind of had it just a tad bit, but it was more for the white people. Now I could throw Nelly in there. I could throw a couple pop acts, cause Nelly he was like larger than life. So with all that, if you wanna go and take a ride with me, Why do I live this way? Must be the money. You remember that song? So you got your big pop acts. And let's just be real too. Niggas acting like they too cool, but I ain't even lie, man. It's a couple cities that's nearby here in Detroit. Sometimes I get tired of that old club nigga shit. I dip off into a spot that's kind of mixed and go over there. And they be having fun like a motherfucker, dog. And that shit be cheaper. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, nigga. That shit be like $5 to get in, free parking. Drinks be half the price that be at these spots where they just be trying to get a money grab. And the scene be smooth. I mean, it'll be blacks and whites in there. And I ain't trying to say like white is better or being outside the hood is better. I ain't really trying to throw that in there like that. But just the overall having a good time and instead of people just standing around looking at each other and you just hoping you run into somebody you ain't seen in 15, 20 years and man, fuck all that, man. And I go somewhere, I'm trying to just have me a nice little taste, little drink, chill, see some strangers, and I mean, it's all about the vibes. I mean, that word kind of fucked up the club scene too. Let's shout out to BagFuel on that whole vibes word. It's a vibe. That word got so misconstrued over time, and people use that word so loosely, and it made people kind of lazy. You know, vibes. There was that hookah shit. I mean, y'all can have that shit. I don't fuck with no hookah. Grown ass man. I, don't- I know some people fuck with hookah, but you got grown ass men with hookahs and whatever. You got the hookah lounges. I don't know how popular that stuff is in your cities or whatever, but here in Michigan, it's kind of growing. It's a lot of hookah lounges. You got your hookah lounges, cigar lounges, clubs, strip clubs, and then just bars. And that's one thing that kind of ran a fine line too of breaking down the club scene. Because here in Detroit, it's a lot of bars. And when I say bars, these are places, bar and grill. They'll call it like, okay, we got food. We got food and drinks in here. We ain't got no dance floor in here. But it's so many of them. And what happens at these places, it's so many chairs, so it's not like people are coming in here to dance, but they call bars and grills. So here in Detroit, it's like, okay, people will come in. It's kind of like a playoff, like when you could tell a motherfucker like, I'm going out, but I ain't going out like that. Like I ain't going to no club, but I'm going out. So it's like when you go in there, they might have a jukebox playing or have some music playing, but it ain't no DJ in there. It's some music coming from somewhere, or it could be from a system they got and they done hooked up, the Bluetooth or some, or it might be a jukebox in the corner. But these places are called bars and grills. And as people got older, in our age bracket, 35 and up, they don't want to be in the club scene, if you will, where they gotta dance. So they call themselves just going to a bar and grill where they can just say, I'm just going just to have a drink. But what happens is when motherfuckers start drinking and them drinks get up in their system, they get to doing all that chair dancing and shit. Y'all know how the females be doing. Y'all know how y'all be getting down doing that shit. That's when the chair dancing come on in. She be sitting on that juicy motherfucker and she just sitting there like this. And she get to throwing that motherfucker in the chair. But she might stand up by her little, by her friends right there, but she ain't about to just, it ain't no dance floor again. Now these spots took over too. They cheaper, some of them be free, and it's like you don't have to deal with the whole ambiance of not being able to sit nowhere. So lounges that took the place of clubs, bars. Then you got your cigar lounges. Any place that's a whole bunch of chairs in there, it's not gonna be no dancing and shit like that. Now I do get out of hand sometimes when y'all know how it go. The later it gets, the drink kick in. Somebody gonna get to twerking by the damn chicken by the kitchen or something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how this shit go. Don't play no games. Y'all know the more they drink, somebody gonna get to dancing by the you know by the table and shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody drink gonna get knocked over because of fat ass and bump the table somewhere. But anyway, again, those are the things that like killed the club scene. The lounges came into effect. Then the strip clubs. Oh, I didn't even throw the strip clubs in there. That killed the club scene too. Cause think about it. Now I ain't been to a titty bar in umpteen years. It's been some years since I've been in one. But last I remember, this how it was going down and this how it happened. When you go into a strip club, it basically was turning into like the club. Because here's what happened. The strip club started, you gotta think about it. The strip clubs started letting females in there. Because remember, it used to be just a sanctuary office, if you will, for the fellas, you know. I mean, they used to charge the females extra to get in there. You know what I'm saying? Cause just imagine, you know, cause this how I used to go. If I go into a strip club, I got a girl with me, they were charging the female extra. So in the strip clubs, as time just went on, from videos and social media and tip drill, all them videos, all that BT uncut, all that shit, watching all that shit, the whole visual, all that stuff, or just having fun in the titty bar, that transition all over to the streets. So what happened was, a lot of people started saying, "Fuck the clubs. We about to go to the," because in one on one thought, the fellas is thinking like, "Man, I want to fuck with some girls, but I want to fuck with some girls who live. You know, the ones who ready. Like where else would they be live at? If they already damn near half naked at the titty bar." So the dudes is like, "Shit, let's go to the titty bar." And then the whole gay scene started growing a little bit more to being outlandish and being, you know, more females was coming out the closet and, you know, being bisexual, if you will. And, you know, so they started coming to the strip club. They were starting to be happy to be in our space in the strip club. Cause their excuse was, "Girl, let's go there, cause that's where all the dudes at with the money." Or their other excuses, "Oh, I heard they got the best food." And that's one thing too. I ain't gonna lie. The strip clubs in Detroit be having some good ass food. Well, Detroit got good food, something everywhere. But definitely in Detroit strip clubs. And I say I ain't been there in a while, but I remember the food used to be good at the motherfuckers. So listen here. So you had the strip clubs. The females was coming over there, so they weren't going to the clubs like they used to, because they was able to get into the strip clubs. So then once the females started coming to the strip clubs, they bringing all they girls with them. So next thing you know, here come the conflict. They in there so loose, they in there twerking and dancing. They ain't even working there. And I don't know how much they get along now, but it used to be riffs and beefs with the strippers. They used to be like, "Why y'all bitches up in here doing all this dancing, trying to get our money?" Not to mention when the dudes was blowing their bags and spending all the money, because you got to remember the money falling everywhere on the floor and blah blah blah. You know, the regular girls who was able to get into the strip club, they picking up the money and blah blah blah, get into it with the strippers. And so then next thing you know, it's more dudes coming. They like, "Man, all the freaky girls at the strip club. All the bisexual girls at the strip club, all the freaky girls. So let's just go to the strip club." So then that way it got all just combobulated with male and females in the strip club. So why would they go to the regular club and dance or even wonder what's on somebody's mind? Because the first thing we thinking, if they're in a titty bar, they thinking nasty. So we all in there on whatever we on. And the music is playing this old, new, blah, blah, blah. So that became the new bar. So that took away from it. So what we got so far? The music. The music took away from the club scene. The expenses of the club scene took away from the club scene. The strip clubs took away from the club scene. And the bars and the lounges. So you got four things right there. Now, If you talk to somebody right now who's 20 or 21 and have this same conversation, we may get a different answer. I don't know. They probably thinking it's still popping or whatever, whatever. But for the most part, we know they not dancing with each other. We know they not sweating it out. You know what I'm saying? We know the females. You know you ain't smelling that spritz. Remember you used to smell that spritz in the air when you was behind them? Man, that shit used to... Nigga, remember them motherfucking dances. Boy, man, we used to have a ball. You just right behind her. She bouncing that motherfucker. You just smell that spritz on her hair. Yeah, man. I don't know about y'all, but back in the days when I was but it is what it is though, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think though. I just wanted to come in and talk about it a little bit. Again, respect the BagFuel. Y'all can go watch their channel and watch they full clip. See, I ain't played none of it. I still got through it. I still got my point across. And I kicked it how I kicked it. I mean, it's the YouTube streets, whatever. Respect, 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 respect. I'll get with y'all in a minute though. Like, comment, subscribe, and tune in for more of this and a whole bunch more. Get with y'all in a minute. Rap talk.